Try before we die. The whiskey review show where we don't know what we're drinking, but we tell you what we're thinking. Mal,
Do a lot of drinking.
do a lot of drinking. Mal, if we were a gum commercial, what would we be?
Oh, was it double mint?
Double mint gum,
Double mint
yeah.
gum.
We don't plan this in advance. We show up out of our wardrobe trailers, and we felt minty today.
I guess we did feel minty.
Let's see what we're drinking. Over 400 bottles of whiskey in this bar. Almost all of them single malt scotches. Let's see which one we're after.
Bottle of Scotch says you're on the back side.
Think snooker room?
Yeah.
Or the backside?
That side.
Or the smart gun? Or right behind you?
Or in the good.
Or the shelf? I don't want to call it top shelf because there is no order.
No.
No! Oh.
Oh.
We are at the smart gun, and we are awfully close to some very rare bottles. We'll see everybody over to the smart gun and see what bottle 213 really is. Here we go.
Try before we die with a bearded man and a British guy.
All right, we're headed over to the smart gun area. You can't see it, but I'm looking right at it. One day we'll show it to you, the smart gun. Bottle 213. We know we're at 198 before we round the corner. 200, 204, 210. By the way, bottle 210 was a 1966 Glen Grant. 11 was a 1993 Glen Grant. 12, 13, bottle 213. We have a Finlaggan, an Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. Fun fact, there is no Finlaggan distillery. This is one of those independent labelings where they purchase casks from a well-known distillery and release under their own label. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the bar. Released at 40% ABV, but what I can tell you right now is Finlaggan is a well-known castle on Islay. We'll see everybody back at the bar. Did you hear, Mal?
I did. And I thought you were getting a vodka.
A Finlaggan?
A Finlandia.
A Finlandia. Good call, mate. So we've got a Finlaggan, which is an Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. However, there is no Finlaggan distillery. I'm going to get this opened and pouring, but let me just read this to you. Although there is no distillery at Finlaggan Castle, the ancient home of Lord of the Isles, Finlaggan, lends its name to one of the island's finest malt distilleries. Let's get it open and we can talk a little bit about some of the well-known Islay distilleries. As always, we open these bottles, regardless of its purchase history, its rarity, all that. Ready? Are you ready? That was
I did that extremely.
extremely deadly?
Extremely lively.
Lively. Well, let's see how it
It was
pours.
actually almost violent.
It was. I have one drop landed on my wrist. It was like all of its spurt just came in one drop on my wrist. Ready? Oh. I hope everybody picks these gurgles up. Oh, we'll give you a little more. Oh, that's not that. That's not the cork. Where is that cork? Was that a Led Zeppelin album? Where is that confounded? What was that line from that? The bridge. Where is the bridge? The crew has confirmed me. The Finlaggan Islay Single Malt Scotch Whiskey Old Reserve. This is what they're going to tell us about it. On the nose, it's earthy, smoky, and peaty with salty ocean breeze. And the palate, pungent peat smoke, chewy soft malt, pepper. Oh, that might bring us to a direction. Pepper and a touch of iodine. And the finish is long and warming. Smoky ashes of the peat fire. well-known Islay distillery. Now we have a couple right here. Lafroig,
Yep.
Ardbeg. What is another well-known? Lagavulin.
Yep.
And so I want to stop the conversation there. Though they're Brulati,
Oh,
right, is an Islay as well. Bunnahavn. We could go on. Who else is an Islay distillery that is just well known? Is anything jumping out? Right? Did we say Ardbeg? We must have. I'm just looking around to see. But when I think of well known Islay distilleries, I think I have to land with Brulati, Bunnahavn, Ardbeg, Lafroig, and Lagavulin. Now, you'll remember we opened the 1938 White Horse.
Oh, which was
Lagavulin. Right. It was so recognizable as a Lagavulin. You weren't here. The babysitter and I had a Lafroig triple wood in a recent episode. We've done the Ardbeg Perpetuum.
Yeah.
We did the Bunnahavn 12, the Roman numeral XII. Now it's the Alpha, the 1-2 for the 12-year-old.
Have we done a Brocolade?
And we have not done a Brocolade. We have 4 on the shelf, one of them being a Port Charlotte. The other 3 that we have here are unpeated, but the Port Charlotte heavily peated, the bottle says from here. So we're going to try and establish what distillery this is. They have said very clearly, well known. What was their language? One of the island's finest malt whiskeys. And they are talking nothing about, they are talking only like a campfire, a beach campfire. Iodine, seaside, breeze, pepper, smoke. Pepper makes me think of Talisker, of course, not an Islay.
It's a good color.
I think we didn't say this. 40% ABV. Yeah, we've got no age statement. Specifically selected peaty Islay, the Finlaggan, long and warming, smoky ashes of the peat fire, earthy smoke, peat, and salty ocean breeze, pungent peat smoke, chewy sweet malt, pepper, tar, and a touch of iodine. All of that, says Lafroig to me, in its language. But let's talk about color. Somewhere between a light and a medium gold.
Yes.
Yes. Anything else you want to say about color?
No.
Nothing?
It's got like a golden, definitely a golden hue.
It's a golden. It is golden. I don't have any.
Doesn't look like it leaves a lot of legs.
Yeah, the legs, it sheets down like
Yeah.
that shower curtain that
Yeah.
just falls. Should we just find out? Woo!
Yeah.
Doggy.
Okay.
Iodine. That was an all iodine response. And it transitions
I get the C.
into sea air. Very iodine, right? It punches you.
And you can get that underlying smoke. It's there,
Right.
the peat. It's more of a peat than a smoke.
Right. It is not smoky.
Yeah, it's more of a peat than a smoke.
It is more earthy. It is that punch. Did you experience a
Yes.
punch?
My eyes are still watering a little bit. And it was such an explosive as well. It wasn't just like a punch. It was just like, and then it just, my nostril was just freaking, just like melted.
It was almost like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that was, And I guess it's one of those things where we go back to what we've said before. You have this expectation, blah 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 blah. Now that I'm more seasoned over 3 seasons now. I don't go into it going, oh, it's a freaking smoky thing, and I'm gonna just. But this one caught me unaware.
That I'm really just getting a lot of iodine off of this.
Yeah, this has got a lot more medicinal to it. A
lot of ocean, seaside happening here. The Finlaggan, 40% ABV, unknown distillery, but a well-known Islay distillery.
And I would say if you had like 4 or 5 glasses, let's just say you picked random ones from different areas, you would be hard pressed not to know that this was from an island.
You would know this is an Islay.
Yes.
You'd be like, well, that one's an Islay, before we try to narrow it down.
Correct.
I don't feel like this is a Bunnahabhain. I don't feel like it's a Bruichladdich. I feel like we're to Ardbeg, Lagavulin, or Laphroaig.
I think it's an Ardbeg.
And I think I want to rule out Lagavulin because it's just too much.
I think it's an Ardbeg.
Let's take a taste. The Finlaggan. Wow. Smoky. Absolutely smoky.
Yeah, that doesn't pull any punches.
It's not a Lagavulin.
No.
Get to be wrong, everybody. It'd be awesome if I was. It's not a Bunnahabhain. It's not a Bruichladdich. We're down to Laphroaig and Ardbeg.
I think it's the Laphroaig.
And you're now moving to Laphroaig.
Yes. I don't... The Ardbeg has a... There's something of... I don't want to say refined.
Yep.
But it's more distinct. You can get distinct.
Smoother around the edges.
Correct.
This is sharp around the
Correct.
edges.
Which-
A Laphroaig is often pretty sharp.
That has that this is what we are. We're not going to beat around the bush.
Yep.
We're not playing any games.
Yep.
We have peat, we have smoke, we have seaside.
Yep.
This is what we're going to do.
Campfire on the beach. Hope you like your company because you're not going anywhere. I in the language on the bottle, I leaned right towards Laphroaig. Not betting my house on it, but I'm still on Laphroaig.
Yeah, I would agree. The good thing about this is I am not enjoying the smell as much as I'm enjoying the drink.
Yep.
The smell has sort of put me off. I'm not truly embracing it.
Yep.
But if you get away from that part of it and you don't do the iodine and the medicinal, there's a lot going with this.
Yeah.
They've managed to encapsulate what an island is all about. They've got that peat. They've got that underlying smoke where they've smoked the peat, and then they have brought in all this sea air.
Right. What we're going to do is we're going to sort of move away from the capitalist component of lending the castle name to casks that might not have been whatever the original distillery was looking for, and we're not going to think about the money making behind these kind of ideas. We're going to focus on the liquid in this glass. I'm going to stop thinking about the distillery. We've made our call. We think it's a Laphroaig. I'm going to stop thinking about it now, and I'm going to entirely focus on the experience I'm having, which is iodine, seaside, smoky, and earthy.
Precisely that.
Ends relatively quickly. It's not a lasting experience.
I don't have anything.
It's very short, right?
And if you're not, it's really tasty for what it is.
Right. The fact that it's a no age statement and how potent the smoke, the peat is, right, lets us know that it's younger, because the longer peat and smoke age, they mellow out.
Correct.
This is fairly potent.
Yeah, this has got some.
Fairly sharp around the edges, right? This is not an entry-level peated whiskey for somebody. This is a mid-level peat for somebody who's had an entry-level peat and they've been like, oh, maybe it's not as sharp as I thought. And then this is to reinforce their expectation. Actually, no, it can be as sharp as you thought.
Yeah, no, this is like I said, and let's just talk about. the one thing I don't find about this is I don't feel that I would grab this bottle in the middle of winter.
When would you grab this bottle?
I think I would do that in fall,
Autumn.
autumn, or maybe even spring. Just as it starts to cool.
Cool weather, not cold weather.
Because I don't feel like I'm
Because it's not lasting.
No, I don't feel like I'm being
right. It's not a warming whiskey.
No.
Right.
But I've got this. But I will say I've got this feeling that I'm at the ocean. I'm on a beach.
The seaside, the ocean, absolutely.
With a fire going.
Right. Or you're on a small vessel,
I got a
headed out to
sweater
go
on.
fishing. Right.
But I don't feel like I'm being overwhelmed and like it's like raging through my body, and I'm like, I can't wait to get this out of me. But it definitely ticks all the boxes for an Islay.
It is pleasant. Right? And I think you and I have learned to appreciate whiskeys for what they are, not what we hope or what we imagine them to be, but what they are. The Finlaggan, 40% ABV. Malcolm and I have agreed we think it's a Lefroy, but we're not sure. Mal has requested a piece of the Springbank Cheddar. I absolutely agree with that call, and we'll see how that plays. That cheese is just so good.
That's half the reason why I got it.
I'm gonna go. It's only an hour to that shop. I'm gonna go there. Oh, whatever. That's fine. That marries so well. You could have distilled that whiskey with that cheese. It's fine. It's a great pair.
Yeah.
It just works so well. It just works so well. Well, the Finlaggan.
Again, an Islay.
Who would have thought?
Never would have thought it.
Yep.
Wow.
Well,
Yep.
open minds are important.
Very much so.
They're kind of
Very
like
much so.
Parachutes.
Very much so.
If
Very
you know
much
the
so.
rest of it, you know the rest of it. And if you don't, hey, good luck to you. Well, we've had a new experience again, as we regularly do here on Try Before We Die. I have no regrets.
No. I would like to find out at some stages who.
Well, TBWD will put a fact out if we can track
see
it
if we can
down.
track it down.
Let's see what the crew has prepared for us.
Who is? Are they just making this up as they go along now?
All right, I think I understand
no,
it. I'm gonna
yeah.
read it. All right. This toast is so I want everybody to hear this. The beginning of this is really about to the location, and the rest is to why that location. All right. So this toast is to hell, the location. To hell. To hell. May the stay there be as fun as the way there.
I tell you, we don't pay these guys enough.
You always get nervous about these because this isn't an independent label the way traditionally it would be, where they would tell you where it's from. This is sort of like a private labeling where they've bought it and they've said, we're going to label it under this name and we're only going to tell you the region. We're not going to tell you anything else. Not out of embarrassment, but out of an agreement with the distillery that sort of says, we won't tell everybody where we got it. That way we got it for less. We can sell it for less. So there is that capitalist piece to it. But this isn't coming up short.
No. Whoever this is,
Yeah.
did them right.
Yeah, no, for sure. When they talk about Islay's finest distilleries, they certainly have accessed some casks that are quality.
Yes, and I mean, like I said, it goes to the thing. As a Speyside guy, having another Islay put in front and being like, oh wow, that's actually pretty tasty.
Yeah, no. Not too bad not too shabby, as they say.
Not too shabby.
The Finlaggan, not too shabby.
Not too shabby.